එක එර එකක් තියෙන හදනගාගෙන ඉන්නේ ඔළුව මොංගල්ලා තියෙන මේ. Action queue.
Vampyr.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members.
I found a...
Already...
Thank you, nurse.
Doctor's...
Thank you.
Yes.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about...
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, nurse.
අහගත්තේ නෑනේ රූම් එකේ තියෙන. ස්පේස් එක වැඩි නෑ.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Second floor. මේ third floor එතකොට.
Not now.
FC2. Okay, ඒක ආයුධ හම්බ වෙනවා කොහෙන්ද ගන්නේ කියලා මන් දන්නේ.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now. If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood? Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Nurse, this room is off limits, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Make sure the rest of the staff are so informed.
Of course, Doctor. And what about the antiseptics? Or do I inform the staff that you're too busy?
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Ada what bang ni? Ada space එක වැඩ කරන්නේ නැත්තේ මං හිතන්නේ මිනිස්සුන්ට පෙන්නන්න බෑනේ. මිනිස්සු ඉන්න තැන්වල වැඩ කරන්නේ.
It's locked, all right.
Apa?
Bergala balahku mereka.
Kita tahu.
මේකේ ස්පේස් එකෙන් ටෙලිපෝට් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අර
ඔය vampire scene එකනේ ඉතින්.
ඔව්. අර ඒ ටෙලිපෝට් වෙන්නේ නැත්තේ
Scowl voices in the garden. I should invest.
කියන දේ අහගන්න බැරුණා ඉවරුණා. කත්ත. ටෙලිපෝට් වෙන්නේ නැති මිනිස්සු ඉන්න තැන්වල මං හිතන්නේ. The old book. Paranamat neni. Ada amu sadda hena oba.
What?
Amutu amu sadda hena. Pol man inna. Okay.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Malaki ako. Mudi ko'y. Atel. Cara ready. Are. මට ගන්න එක ගන්න කොහොමද දන්නේ? අතර කියලා එකකුත් තියෙනවානේ. Ate. Abu. Sherlock Holmes වගේ ගේම් එකක් බම් මේක.
ඈ
Sherlock Holmes වගේ. මං ගහලත් දැන්. ඉන්වෙස්ටිගේට් කර කර හොය හොය යන්නදී. I hit the door because it's hot there.
It's locked.
Aiba. Ammunition.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Gue pengen basement. Masih. Mau bayar කරනවා.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
heartbeat पे उनका heartbeat आती है
ये
zombies यहाँ ही बा stamina का मत करे ना
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
masih kan ini reload kan gitu bagi aku. रीलोड कर आरे का दिन इतना रीलोड कर
Scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage. It's locked.
ගන්න එකේ බුලට්ස් කරනවා.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
සහන් මොනවද කරනවද? අර වැඩි තාම ගන්න. මම මේ ක්‍රාෆ්ට් කරන දරක් කොහෙද?
අයියෝ මෝඩ මූදලෙන්නේ ටීම් එක ඔපන් කරන්න නැතුව ගේම් එක ගන්න දැන්
කවුද?
මම
මොකද්ද ගේම් එක?
අයියම් බස්සා මම බලලා මොකද ටීම් ඔපන් කරන ටීම් එක ඔපන් කරනද වයිලම් ගහනවා අද්දල ඒක කරන්නේ නැත්නම් මම ලෝඩ් දෙන්න
යකෝ කලින් ඕනවට කරලා තිබ්බා ඒක හොයාගන්න නෑ කියන්කෝ යට තත්ත්වයේද මේ හරි එකක් තිබ්බා
සංසය අයියා සංසය අයියා සංසය අයියා
බරිඤ්ඤකෝ
ඔරයකෝ අර උදේ පාන්දර දාලා යකෝ ඔරයකෝ ගාගන්න මම බල මොටවලද වරත ඌට දැන් ඒක පුරුදු වෙලා
සෝරත අපේ සෝරත පොඩි හවුලක් යන්න නේද?
ඔව්.
කොහෙද ඔය අතරම එක තියෙන්නේ? Night shift craft the treatment for freaky. හරි කියලා මම නම් දන්නේ. freaky උළු. කොහෙද මම එක තියෙන්නේ? Fetch you back freaky. සත්‍යයි. ඕකේ. මෙතන තිබ්බා. දැන් කොහොමද ට්‍රීට්මන්ට් එක හදන්නේ? ට්‍රීට්මන්ට් එක හදන්න දන්නේ නැති මම. එන්නේ රයිට්. Craft 000 මොකක්ද දැන් හදන්නේ කිය? Okay. Enough. Okay. Bring the medicine to this screen. Patient's room code. ये क्या नहीं जाकर वो? එළියට ගන්නවා අනේ හොල්මන් ඉන්න එපා හොල්මන් වලට බයයි
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Fear and disgust on every street.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
So many deaths. And still more coming. How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Seems to be falling apart.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
I'll let you down, my boy. I'm so tired. Will this shift never end?
මුගේ හාඩ් බීට් එක පෙනුනාර ඇදී ඉන්න හාඩ් බීට් එක පෙනුනාද එහෙම එතෙන් කව කරගෙන ඉඳින්න
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes and fears, not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones and flesh.
मैं माइक के कहते हुए जिम देखे
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
पता करते हो हैं
Damn. The pain.
नहीं
It's here again.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
हाँ ये जेली को बनाना था नहीं
අරක ලයිව් එක දතයි
नाम ही नहीं
බයි මොකක්ද වෙන්න ඕනේ
है वो कुछ
බලන්න කහන්නද
गाड़ी
බලන්න නෑ තාම
नहीं मुझे नहीं मटा वो गार्डन टिकट है
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you.
इधर मुकुट मैंने देखने का निकाम मुझे दिया
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization.
क्या मैं मेवा दिया है ना पता
Undead?
नहीं
Unalive?
वो पे
Immortality
पे ना
defies
वो
logic.
पे ना
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events.
अर्जुन
The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
ये वो गेम में कंट्रोल मम्मा ये आधार का राइट दाम है लाइव है हाँ
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
वो दाम
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work
Yeah,
for a
leader.
long time, and now you are so
Yeah,
much more
yeah,
than
yeah,
a brilliant physician.
මොකක්ද කිය
And please, call me.
वो डरना ही बस साइलेंस
කවුද කිය
अमित के
අනින්නේ මං කිය අමි ෂරන්නේ කිය
There is no need to apologize, Edgar.
මේක වැඩක් නෑ
You
කිව්වේ.
offered me sanctuary when I had none.
चलो मैं का तेरा
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke
Yeah,
only
okay.
survives through the generosity of our benefactors.
हमें ना
Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
සහ
A spokesman
The
or
cut
politician
off
is what you
meaning.
need. That's not my calling.
ඉතින් අපි කලින්
And
දාන්න
until I
බෑ.
come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
लाइव जैसा था
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
डाउनलोड किया ना වෙච්චෝ පටන් ආවේ ඉතින් මං ඊ මුඩ උමේ ටික
අමිෂිත් තරන් ගහලා
ඉවරයි ඉතින් මං එනකොට මට දුවගෙන එන්න බෑ ඉතින් දුවගෙනවත් මාව මාට්ට මොකක්ද ජලි කිව්වේ
ඔය බැලරන් ගහලා අමිෂිත්
ඔව්
The flu took
Well, I
my
ain't
dear
gonna-
wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
ජලි කිව්වේ
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
අරු මෙතන පීක් කරන්න මෙතන පීක් කරන්න
Now
අරු
do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vampire.
මට උදේ
The lady who saved me that night,
වයි කරලා
before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time.
එහෙනම් උන් පීක් කරන්නේ
My
නැහැ බං
name
පීක්
is
කරන්නේ
Lady
නැහැ
Ashbury.
උන් නිකන් කියලා කාලෙනවා
I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies.
ඉස්ටෑන්ඩ්
You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
මෙතන
The
මේ
pleasure
මාෂල්ලා
is
කරන් අරු
mine,
පීක් කරයි ඈ
Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the
never
victim of
you know?
extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I
කරලා බලන්න
must refuse his most recent demands.
ඔන්න යා
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
You are aware that I too know the thirst for the scarlet nectar.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it.
so
Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops
මේ
here without
ජවාබ්දාරකින්
her
ගහලත්
hearing
නැහැ
about
එතකොට
it.
මෙයා
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test.
ඔව්
When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé.
ඔව්ද
I'll answer
ගන්න
all
වෙනම කරන්න
questions in regards of your condition.